So last summer, I worked in the claims department of an insurance company. Not the most thrilling job in the world, but it paid the bills. My direct supervisor was Karen something or other. I'm not going to say her name was actually Karen, but let's just say she had that energy. She had been there for 23 years and had basically become the human embodiment of every Wu Liao policy nobody reads. Now, Karen had this thing about emails. She said our department had to follow something she called the verification protocol. Every email sent to anyone outside the department had to be approved by her first. Fine, whatever. But then she added more rules. We had to print a hard copy, bring it to her desk for review, wait for her verbal approval, then copy it to send. Oh, and every email also needed to be blind copied to HR. For accountability. By the third week of this new protocol, people were spending more time printing and walking back and forth than actually doing their jobs. A simple question to IT about a software issue now required 3 trips to Karen's desk and enough paper to deforest a small country. People complained, but Karen said this was protecting the company. Then came the Friday meeting. Karen stood up in front of the whole team and announced that emails were taking too long to process and we needed to be more efficient. She wanted every single email to be completed by 3 p.m. daily. If you had a pending email after that time, you had to document why and email the explanation to her and HR. She said, and I quote, "Follow the protocol exactly as written. No shortcuts." She actually used air quotes. It was about to become her favorite word. So I went back to my desk and did exactly that. For every email, I printed it out, walked it to Karen's desk, waited for her to glance at it, and say okay. Then sent it with the blind copy to HR. I documented everything. I started each morning by printing yesterday's email log as a hard copy for her review. I was a machine of bureaucracy. The thing about following rules exactly is that it creates a lot of volume. By Wednesday of that following week, Karen's desk looked like a paper bomb went off. Stacks everywhere. Her keyboard was buried, she couldn't find her mouse pad. Her coffee cup was surrounded by towers of printed emails. And because every single one of them had been blind copied to HR, her inbox was completely unusable. Thursday morning, Karen called me into her office. Her desk was still a disaster. She looked like she hadn't slept well. She asked me, in a very pointed way, why her desk was so full and why HR had been calling her about email volume. I told her I was following the verification protocol exactly. Every email printed and approved. Every afternoon's work documented. I said it with the most innocent face I could manage. She tried to argue that I was supposed to use common sense about when to apply the protocol. And I just looked at her and said, "Karen, you literally said, follow the protocol exactly as written. No shortcuts. I figured you'd want consistency." She opened her mouth, closed it, and then opened it again. Nothing came out. There was no comeback because I had her. She made the rule. I followed it. By Friday afternoon, the protocol was on hold for review. Karen actually walked around the office telling everyone they could just send emails normally again. No more printing, no more blind copies to HR, no more documentation. Just regular email. She never mentioned the incident again. Never apologized, but she also never brought it up. Sometimes following the rules exactly is the only way to show people maybe the rules themselves were the problem. The best part? The following month they gave out an award for process improvement. Karen actually put in for it, claiming she had streamlined the email approval system. She didn't win, but I got a $15 gift card to the coffee shop in the lobby. I used it to buy myself a nice breakfast sandwich. Sometimes victory tastes like a good breakfast and the quiet satisfaction of watching your own rules eat themselves.